are live. Yo, 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 yo. What's up? What's up? What's up? My name is Emoji. I'm here with my co host, OMW, Nikki G, and together we're bringing you a little something we like to call Anime After Hours. Let's get a yay one time. And we got a special guest in the building. We got the Gale coming through fresh. I don't know where he's coming through from, but he's here. He's here. And we're talking anime. We're talking top 10 strongest anime characters. Shout out to Vivi for that list. And we're talking Fate Stay Night, one of the greatest animes of all time. And by the end of the show, I'm going to prove to you why. But before we do that, we do have to give a quick message for our affiliate partners, Vivi Digital Collectibles. So sit tight and we will be right back. Hey, what's up? My name is Emoji, and I'm here with Nikki G and OMW, and we're bringing you Anime After Hours. But before we do that, I want to give a brief shout out to our affiliates, Vivi Digital Collectibles. Vivi is the world's home of premium collectibles, comics, and artworks from brands that you love, like Viz Media, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, and more. Take your collecting to the next level with Vivi Digital Collectibles and check out the link in our description box below or use the QR code that you see on the screen for $10 off your first purchase.
This is an interactive show and podcast recorded live in front of an online audience. Those in the crowd on X are welcome to join in on the conversation, but know that all conversations that take place during the show will be published across multiple platforms. With this being a live interactive show and podcast, please be mindful of your speech.
And now, let's get back to the show. Okay. So, Nikki, while I do a few last minute things real quick, tell us a bit. We kicked off the show with your newest cover, Test Me. And
hmm
I have to say, like, I really enjoyed that cover. So I didn't listen to it until right now, because I wanted to kind of like get the I wanted to get a live reaction to it. And I really like it. I really like the song. I really like your coverage of it. So tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll jump into the show. But I do want you to talk a little bit about your music.
Well, I've done all of the Oshinoko openings so far. So the first one obviously is Idol, uh, which was like kind of took the internet over by storm. I like it was so crazy popular. Everybody was doing it. But I decided to just keep going. So I did the second one, even though it was a duet by two guys. I decided to do it anyway. And then this one I thought was really cool. It kind of had like a jazzy rock feel. Oh, uh, can you guys hear me?
Yep, yep, we got you.
Oh, sorry. It kept saying I was getting disconnected. I don't know why it was saying that. Anyway, it had it like a cool jazzy rock feel, and the animation to the intro was just so cool, and it was kind of different because like the singer, she used a lot of different like vocal types, and I don't really do that, but I definitely appreciated her.
In the comment section for people to check out, so that way they can look at that too, in their spare time. But yeah, if you're able to throw that link in the comment section. But you sound like you're doing a
Hello.
lot over there. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of scuffling with the mic.
Maybe I did get disconnected.
No, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Nikki, can you hear
I
emoji?
I think I think she's
Nikki?
I think she's having connection issues.
Yeah, Nikki might need to take a lap.
All right. Let's if you can okay. All right. Owned up, were you able to get the live stream and everything okay pinned to the top?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And the doors, are you working on those?
Yeah, the doors are being loaded up now.
They're in the
I
top?
see that we might be having some connection issues. The Gale also dropped, and he is back now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there might be some connection issues. I was hearing throughout the week that Twitter was having some issues. So, we're gonna try as best as we can. but I do see Nikki is back on stage. So let me give her the co host. I see Gail is back. Once again, anyone that's here, if you come on stage and you get kicked for any reason, just do, or if you have having issues hearing, just do a lap, come down, and come back, and we'll bring you right back up. But I do think that X is having some issues. I sort across the board for other spaces, but yeah. So let me go into the giveaways, and then we'll get into discussions. So once again, I want to welcome everyone here. Thank you, thank you, thank you for attending this space with us tonight. Now, courtesy of our partners, VV Digital Collectibles, we do have giveaways for tonight. Now, the first giveaway was if we got 24 people in the space before showtime. Unfortunately, we did not reach that goal today, but there is always next week. GG's, come again. All right. Yay! Now, the main show giveaway, there is another giveaway, right? The main show giveaway is the Hidden Doors giveaway. If you look at the top, it should be pinned to the top right now. There is Hidden Door number 1, Hidden Door number 2, and Hidden Door number 3. Now, you guys, as the audience, are going to decide what door we enter into tonight. And behind that door will be how we determine the winner for our giveaway today. One of the possible ways of winning the giveaway is by liking and reposting the X space, the very space that you're in right now, liking and reposting the X space. The second way to potentially win the giveaway is by liking and reposting the live stream. The live stream is also pinned to the top. That is the visual component of the space where you can see me. Hi. Hit a yay one time. Yay! There we go. All right. And the third way of potentially winning the giveaway is in the comment section of the live stream. And that is the visual part of this space. Tag one person and tell us your favorite anime or animated thing. GW says the sound is low. It shouldn't be low. My levels seem high. I'll crank this up a little bit to see if that helps. But yes, comment in the live stream, tag one person, and tell us your favorite anime or animated thing. Now, if that is the way that's chosen as far as the winner for tonight, each comment is an entry, which means the more comments you have, the more likelihood you have of winning. So feel free to spam that comment section and you will increase your odds in securing that giveaway. Now, here's the thing. I don't know the method that will be chosen tonight as far as how to win the giveaway because it's behind one of these hidden doors. So, if you want to be guaranteed an entry in the giveaway, no matter what's chosen, I would say probably do all three. All right. I think that covers it. If anyone has any questions throughout the night, feel free to come on stage. We will love to answer any questions. And also, shout out GW in the chat. I see you. Thank you. I saw what was wrong with the sound, so you should have better levels by now. If not, let me know. But it should be good now. All right, here we go. So we are talking Fate Stay Night. All right. So my goal at the end of this show, right, and we'll talk a little bit about the article. We did start it already. GW's giving me a thumbs up. Thank you. Appreciate it. We'll talk a little bit more at the end of the night as far as top 10 strongest anime characters, but I want to give the audience a bit of time to think about this, right? So anyone can come up on stage at any point, but one of the articles that was recently posted by Vivi, top 10 strongest anime characters of all time. We want to know, one, do you agree with the list? The list is pinned to the top. Do you agree with the list? If not, what would your list be? And yeah, just let us know. And once again, when we're talking about strength, we aren't necessarily talking about physical power. It doesn't mean who can punch the hardest. There are different meanings to the word strength, right? So whoever you want to add to this list, your favorite character as far as that shows the most strength, tell us who and tell us why. We will get into that later, but before we do that, we are talking about Fate Stay Night. Now, Gail, you said you haven't seen the Fates franchise, correct?
I have not.
Okay, all right. And OMW, you said like you saw like 2 episodes, right?
Correct.
Okay. And Nikki, you have or haven't seen Fate?
I've seen a little bit, but I know quite a bit about the visual novels.
Okay. All right. All right. So I think that that's a good place to start, right? The visual
Well,
novels.
yeah, it's where it started.
so so Fate Stay Night started out as visual novels, and actually you could get them on Steam. They are available on Steam, but they started as
Nice.
visual novels that I think was more so in the erotica genre of things. Am I correct?
My brother says eroge, so like they're not quite hentai. He says you don't see a lot of nudity,
Okay.
but sex is something that happens quite a bit in the story.
Okay. Okay.
Like I think, no, you can correct me if I'm wrong. When characters like transfer power, like I think Rin gives her power to like Shiro, that's his
Sure.
name.
Hmm.
How does she do it in the anime?
So that's the thing, right? So the anime they I guess censor or cut a lot of that out because
Yes.
it's insinuated, like it's insinuated, but you obviously don't see anything and you don't really know for
Mhm.
sure. So when Ren gives Shiro his power, uh they just lay in the bed together, right? But there's nothing insinuating that they do anything sexual. They just need to have like contact, like physical contact for a long period of
Mhm.
time, so they just lay together, and then he wakes up and he has, he has power. But
No, it wasn't quite like that originally.
I get that. I get that. But okay, so for those in the audience, right? So Fate Stay Night, it started out as a visual novel where you choose your love interest, and depending on how you choose, and I mean anyone that's played Mass Effect or anything like that, you're familiar with that. And depending on who you choose is the path that you would take. Now, there's three different options. There's the saber path. There's where you fall in love with Saber, who's a servant, and I'll go into detail as far as what servants are later. Ren Tosaka or Sakura Mato. Those are your three options, right? So you play the game. Depending on who you choose, it has different storylines and branch offs and things like that, and they turned it into an anime. Now, how do you take something like that, right? That has all of these different, hypotheticals and situations and stuff like that, and turn it into a straightforward anime?
You make three different series.
That's exactly what they did, right? So they took the same thing and they made multiple different series that are different branch offs depending on, those love interests. But before even getting there, right? And I'm not going to go into the whole Nasaverse because it's at length. But before getting there, what I would say, in my personal recommendation, and this is debated, I would say start with Fate Zero. It's the earliest in the timeline, and also it's before this whole love triangle of things. But it follows the character of the adoptive father of the main character of the game. And basically, the story behind Fate Stay Night is you have these mages that they're trying to participate in this battle royale, think Hunger Games, right? For something called the Holy Grail. And with that, they can get any wish that they want. But the thing is these mages, they aren't fighting this war themselves. They're calling upon servants, almost like Pokemon. Where's my actually clapping Pikachu? Okay, there we go. Yay. All right. They call on these servants like Pokemon, and they do the fighting for them. Now, who are these servants, you ask? Well, they're mythological or historical legends of the past. So now you have this show where you can have Alexander the Great versus King Arthur versus Gilgamesh, right? All fighting this battle royale for the Holy Grail. So for those that are history buffs, I think that there's something there for you. But also too, visually, the anime is stunning. Now, Dub, you said you saw a few episodes, or you saw the first, couple episodes, and you were kind of like already like, nah, this is pretty good. What was it that made you feel that way?
Man, the visual aspect of this show was just so good. Like, shout out Ufotable, right? Like, I think it's Ufotable who did it.
Ufotable did most of it, but Fate Strange Fake was not done by Ufotable. That was done by A1, but also another legendary studio.
Okay, yeah, I saw Zero and Fate Stay Fake Fake.
Uh
Um,
yeah, okay.
yeah, but man, whoever did Fate Stay Zero,
Fate Zero is Ufotable.
crazy visuals, especially for it being an older anime. Just really goes to show like, wow, Demon Slayer wasn't a one trick pony for them.
Yeah, yeah, they're an amazing studio. Actually, speaking of which, Gail, have you seen Demon Slayer?
I started it and then like fell off like into episode 8 just because I was watching other stuff. I still got to continue that.
Okay. I would say check back in. It's not it's a good show, but it has lulls in it. It does have lulls in it. I honestly, if comparing Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen, I actually prefer Jujutsu Kaisen. I find it to be a bit more mature, but Demon Slayer is it's a really good show, and the reason why we're referring to that show is because it's the same animation studio that did the Fate series. So especially as you get further in Demon Slayer, and especially like you saw what the movie was doing, right? Like I'm sure you saw like on the timeline and in news and stuff the records that the movie was breaking.
For me,
I'm sorry, say it again.
it's talking about me
Yeah,
or
yeah,
anything
yeah,
else
yeah.
here.
Yeah, have you seen the hype from the movie?
No.
Really?
Oh, maybe it was a while ago, right?
Like last year.
Yeah, like 6 7 months ago, right around there. But I mean, it sounds like he's been out of the loop of Demon Slayer overall. I mean,
Might have.
it's been one of the
Well, it's the top
craziest
grossing film in Japan of all time at this point.
of all time. Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, just won I think the Saturn Award um this week for like being one of the best international movies of 2025.
yeah. So long story short, just to give you a picture of the animation quality behind that studio with Ufotable. But yeah, so they did the mainline stuff, which includes Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, and Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel, which Heaven's Feel is probably one of my favorite visual things I've ever seen in life.
My
But
brother called that path the psychological horror path of
uh-huh,
of the Fate Stay path.
with Sakura,
Yeah.
she's the darkest. She's like yeah, those three movies and it's so crazy because okay, so one of the paths that you can take, we were talking about romantic paths, you know, and that dictates the storyline is someone that is a girl that went through a lot of trauma and you end up all right, well that's the person you're going to fall in love with, but because of that there's a lot that like it's very dark, very horror-esque too. um
Yeah, it's those three movies are not for the faint of heart, I would say, if you like the main character, right? I mean, it can get pretty dark.
it does, but like I would say even Fate Zero touched on it too, because Fate Zero, and that's the thing, Fate Zero kind of spoils Heaven's Field because you see why that path was so dark. You actually see her trauma happening, right? Because that's when it happened, and then in Heaven's Field he comes into contact with her, and he thinks she's just a normal girl. But yeah, like for me, I like it because I tend to sometimes like horror things and stuff. But also it's the most recent one, so visually like it it's the best Fate looks. But going to the themes of the show, because it's more than just all right, these figures from history all fight each other. You're dealing with people that have different ideologies and philosophies on life, right? And it even goes down to the mages, right? Because mm, maybe in like Fate Stay Night you have a main character, but in Fate Strange Fake you don't. Like everyone is their own thing. You're just following these different characters, almost not like an anthology, but almost like one where you're just spectating the sport. But because of that, you have different people's perceptions as far as what right and wrong is. Like you have characters in the show that are just straight serial killers, right? But you have characters in the show that may feel they're doing what's right and on the path of justice. And the show does a really good job at poking holes in the things that you may think are inherently right. And I'd say one scene in the show that to me will stand out was a scene, but I think it's called the Banquet of the Kings, and it's with Alexander the Great, King Arthur, and Gilgamesh, and they're all talking about what does it mean to be a ruler, right? Once again, right? Um, People that are lauded for how they were as kings. And King Arthur goes to say, well, I feel that you should sacrifice yourself for your people, and you should, put your people first. And, it's crazy because a lot of times you think that, being self-sacrificing, that is inherently a good trait, right? Like that's something that you want to be. You want to put others, before yourself, or at least, a lot of times what we're taught. And Alexander the Great comes back and he says, if you're always sacrificing yourself, you're also supposed to be a king. You're also supposed to be someone people can follow. One, no one's going to follow you. And two, if they do, you won't have a kingdom. And the whole show is like that, where it's poking holes in things that you kind of like, in things that you'll see in other episodes. There's just, all right, well that's the right path. That's what the hero is supposed to do. And yeah, I think that the show is very interesting for doing that. But Nikki, you said that your brother, what happened?
Mhm.
Got to read
Uh,
was really into it, right?
yeah, he played every path of the visual novel, and even the got all the bad endings and everything.
Oh snap! Oh snap! So was there anything? Because I didn't play the visual novels. I just watched like all the anime, even the stuff that's not canon. But was there anything that he said as far as things that stood out to him as far as why he even spent the amount of time that he did diving into this universe? Because I mean, there's a lot between the visual novels, the games, and the anime.
I don't. He didn't really tell me why. I think it. He gets like. I think he got an urge to play through them. He really enjoys visual novels, so I think that was a big factor. And it's like one of the most famous visual novels, I think. Right? I mean,
It's the only one
it's
I know.
yeah. I mean, I know quite a few, but it's one of the most famous ones.
Hmm.
And I mean, he sat me down for like 45 minutes and explained, each path to me, and and we talked about it, but I don't know how much, we can say or what we can't say, cuz I don't know if people want to watch it. I don't want to like spoil
Spoil
anything,
it, yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, is there anything you can say minus spoilers?
I I mean, I enjoy the hero aspect of it too. I kind of like. I think that would probably be my favorite part. I'm really big on Arthurian legends. You know, I know. I don't. She use she Saber uses the sword and the stone, right?
Excalibur?
That's not Excalibur.
Yeah, it's Excalibur.
No, Excalibur is the sword is from the Lady of the Lake. The sword and the stone is Caliban.
Oh, well, I don't know that, but she uses
Come on, man. I
Excalibur.
thought you watched the show.
No, she uses Excalibur. She calls Excalibur all the time. She's like
Oh, then maybe
Excalibur.
he uses Caliban. Does he use the sword in the stone?
Who?
Somebody uses the sword in the stone
Oh, I don't
because the
know.
sword the sword that King Arthur pulled out of the stone is not Excalibur. Excalibur was given to Merlin to give to Arthur by the Lady of the Lake. And then it's
Oh.
returned to the Lady of the Lake upon Arthur's death before he goes to Avalon.
Unless you're telling me visual novel stuff that wasn't unveiled in the anime yet, which you may be
Oh, okay.
spoiling things for me.
I
But in the show, she calls it Excalibur,
okay.
and unless that's also a dub change.
Oh,
Now
possibly.
you're making me second guess everything.
I
Um.
I just
Mhm.
remember my brother and I talking about that somebody didn't use Excalibur because Excalibur's not the sword in the stone. We had a conversation about that. And like I know
Mm.
that for a fact that Excalibur, like the sword that Arthur pulled out of the stone, is not Excalibur. It's a different sword. Trust me, I know. I
Ah.
took a whole semester on Arthurian legends.
Interesting. Well, I'm learning something because I never knew that. I always thought it was. Um. But yeah. No.
I do have a
Hmm.
quick question since we're on the topic of
Yes.
different mediums. What was your brother's preferred medium for this show, game,
Oh,
light
he didn't
novel?
watch the show. He's not really big in watching anime. He likes visual novels, so he's only played the visual novel. He played the original. He doesn't like censorship, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, because the re-releases they censored all of the original stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
Because
And
yeah, in the original story, in order to share powers, you had to exchange bodily fluids, and they got rid of that.
so that okay, so that actually did happen for the Heaven's Feel movies.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so for and obviously because they're, darker than the Unlimited works, Blade works. But that did happen for the Heaven's Feel movies, but that was the only time it happened, right? It didn't happen in Studio Dean's Fate Stay Night because that I mean that well, one, that was a horrible show, but also, heavily censored. Unlimited Blade Works was less censored, but like I said, it had the whole thing where he just laid next to Ren. Um and then Heaven's Feel was kind of like, I guess Heaven's Feel was more so along the lines of what the visual novels were, because that did happen with that movie.
Probably. But yeah, they all he sleeps with all of them in the visual novels. Like it's not every girl gets some fun times.
Dang, Shiro. But yeah, so it's interesting as far as his outcomes too, right? And I'm not gonna spoil that, but
Hmm.
uh depending on where you go, like he has a different outcome, and those outcomes are like things that I would never expect. So, the show has a lot of twists and turns in it, and I would highly recommend it for those that want to check that out, and those that like history and would want to see what it would be like if King Arthur fought Hercules. Uh, so I would say yes, definitely check that out. Also, too, I see non fungible in the space. Big shout out. What's up? Welcome, 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 bro. So I did want to spend some time and talk to you guys about this article, and also this opens up to anyone in the audience as well, as far as top strongest anime characters of all time. Now, we did talk a little bit about it during the pre-show. Shout out Gail, who was able to pop through for a bit. I haven't talked to him in a minute, so appreciate him for coming through. But also anyone in the audience that wants to weigh in. That article is pinned to the top, so you can see what Vivi had posted as their top 10 list. But we would like to hear you guys' top 10 list, and or if you can't think of 10, even just people that you think should be added on the list. And once again, we're talking about not just physical strength, not who can just punch the hardest, because strength can be a lot of things. It could be, emotional strength. It could be, resilience. It can be, even if you want to use abilities, magic, or, whatever you find, whatever, has blown your mind in the wonderful world of anime. Feel free to come up. We're kind of discussing that. and we'll talk about it too with Nikki and OMW. But before we do that, let me just get into one more time for the giveaway for those that may just have tuned in. We do have a giveaway courtesy of our affiliate partners, VV Digital Collectibles. Now, if you look at the top, you will see three doors: hidden door number one, hidden door number two, and hidden door number three. Behind one of those doors will be the deciding factor of how we determine the winner for today. One of those ways is by liking and reposting the X space, the space that you are in. Another way is by liking and reposting the live stream, which is pinned to the top. That is the visual element of the space. The third way is in the comment section of the live stream. Tag one person and tell us your favorite anime. If that is what's chosen, then each comment is an entry, which means the more comments you have, the more likelihood you have of winning. Those are the three different ways you can win a giveaway that will be behind one of the doors that you choose tonight. So if you want to guarantee your entry across all the doors, no matter what's chosen, I would say do all three. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. So this top 10 list, I know we talked about it a little bit, and you guys had thrown some suggestions as far as who you think should be added. Now that we got to sit on it a little bit, do you guys have any more suggestions? Any other things, people or beings that may have come to mind that you think maybe should have been added to this list? In your opinion, up, Nikki.
Uh, I mean, we talked about this before, but like I said, that list is definitely about characters that are mostly they're characters that are physically strong, and I kind of wish that they just would have stuck to characters that are physically strong rather than putting characters like Zeno or Sailor Moon on there. Because I feel like that opens up a can of worms, and there's just so much debate over what makes the character strong. It's like we said before. Like, I mean, Sailor Moon's basically a goddess, and
Did Sail did
Zeno.
I didn't watch all of Sailor Moon, but did Sail what happened to Sailor Moon pretty much was the same that happened to Madoka Magica?
Well, no, she has a happy ending.
Well, I mean her ability though, like cuz she
Basically,
ended up
yeah,
becoming a
yeah.
god, right?
I mean, basically, I mean, she and her husband and all of her friends and her daughter, everybody's immortal, and they live in a Millennium City. And
Did she end up with Tuxedo Mask?
yeah, they get married at the end of the
Oh.
manga
Oh. Okay.
because the little girl with the little pink one, that's
Uh-huh.
her daughter from the future with Tuxedo
Oh.
Mask.
Got it. Got
I
it.
feel
Got
so
it. Got
lost.
it. You never watched Sailor Moon?
You've never seen Sailor Moon characters before?
I've seen them, but no, I did not know that she was a goddess. No, no.
She starts off as the princess of the moon reincarnated, and then basically every time, like, she gets power ups just like Goku does. So like every time her costume changes, she's increasing in power until she basically becomes like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's almost like Galaxy Sailor Moon or something, and she's all the stars and planets under her power or something like that. It's like it's extreme. It's not. It's no joke.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Interesting. Interesting. Um, what about you? Actually, let me ask you this, Dub, in your opinion. You ready?
Yes.
In the top 10 list that let's use Vivi's list, right? In this top 10 list, who do you think is the strongest in the top 10 list?
Ooh, out of that top 10 list, I don't know. I think I might have to. Um, Now I haven't seen Dragon Ball Z to the current stages, but
You haven't seen
from
Super?
no,
Okay.
I think I stopped at GT. That tournament at the end of GT.
Which isn't canon.
Oh, well, GG. Um, so I think Zeno maybe. Um, just from what I've heard throughout, like, the list, but maybe Gojo, or from what Nikki's saying, it sounds like Sailor Moon might be someone who's like also OP.
Yeah.
It's no joke, that's for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's
Mhm.
hard to look at a list like that and try to like pin them against one another because everybody's story has different types of power, you know.
Mhm.
So like you can't really like Naruto is incredibly strong. You know, he had the fox, the Kurama in him and
Nine-tailed
everything.
fox, yeah.
Yeah, and that helped him, level up and go into sage mode and everything. But then, and that's incredibly strong in his universe. But can if you pin him against Saitama, obviously he probably would do better. But also, Naruto has all his sage powers. Like, can you really like? It doesn't really make sense. It's so hard to, in my opinion, to be like who's the strongest here because if you actually watch the shows and you know about the settings, then it's like, well, I don't think this character would work quite as well in
In
this
here.
situation.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And Zeno is such an OP character where it's like, I mean, he defeated a character that was already OP with Merge Zamasu. So I know OMW say you didn't watch Super, but basically what happened is you had this being Zamasu that merged with the entire universe. So he actually became the universe. And
Yeah, yeah. That's you see that's where it gets a little crazy, right? Because like the characters, there's
I mean, by the
the
time
power scaling is just so
is
off
ridiculous.
kilter.
yeah, by the
Yeah.
time you get
Like
to
there's
like
people.
super, they're fighting each other. So like they're having a tournament, so that way there are galaxies or are universes are not whoever loses
Universes,
their
the
universe
whole
gets
universe
destroyed.
gets destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like
Like that's a different level of challenge versus all right, who's the strongest on you know this side of the East Blue, let's say.
So, but yeah, but that's what happened. So Zamasu he fused himself with the universe, so he became the entire universe, right? So obviously Goku and Vegeta can't beat that, right? They're like, what the heck? And then Zeno, he's just like, all right, well, I'll just destroy this universe, and like snaps his finger, and the universe is destroyed, right? So that's the type of like power that we're dealing with beings like that.
yeah, and like
Mhm.
the same thing goes for like Haruhi Suzumiya as well.
Uh, Hold on 1 second, 1 second, 1 second, chat. We're jumping back in. We're jumping back in. We're jumping back in. There we go. And reconnecting. We should be reconnecting. All right, there we go.
You may have some yeah, emoji had
Yo,
some connection
hello.
issues.
I'm back. I'm back. Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, yep, we
Okay.
Yes,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear
All right, my bad. So Nikki, what you were telling me? You were saying something about in
what
response
I
to the
said about
universal.
Haruhi Suzumiya is that she's a god in the same kind of right that that Zeno is, in that she, because she believed in time travelers and aliens and psychics, she willed them in, she made them appear in her reality. So she can change reality according to her whim, even though she doesn't realize that she can do it. And I think that's pretty powerful too.
True. 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 So it's an interesting topic, getting jumping in, diving into power scaling and things like that. But once again, like I'm kind of like just happy that even that the article was published, because I do think that it gave a lot of interesting backstory or background in these characters, where if anyone was looking for, something to dive into, they can get a good understanding as far as the abilities in that type of world. And many of the, obviously, the animes that they mentioned, whether it be, One Piece or Bleach or Dragon Ball or Sailor Moon, I mean, they're iconic shows, or Jujutsu Kaisen, they're iconic shows that have a lot of popularity,
And they're
and
easy to find.
easy to find, easy to access, right? And yeah, I mean, they a lot of them end up being, one of the top onboarders to anime, right? Like, even when you think about, we've talked about this, like Nikki, like one of the two of the biggest shows that onboarded a lot of people to anime back, in the 90s, were Dragon Ball and Sailor Moon. Or I should say Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon. So, I mean, I think that for the purpose of kind of like just getting people familiarized with anime, or, understanding it, I think that it was a good article for
Mhm.
that,
I
right?
agree.
But but like I said, it also makes me think as far as, well, when is that actually gonna happen? When are Dub, when are we gonna get this anime, bro? We've been waiting for mad long.
Vivi is always listening to your feedbacks and desires and is trying their best to bring us the anime content that we would love to see on the app. Sooner than later, or later than sooner. One day we will see. We have to wait for official blog articles, of course.
I feel you. I feel you.
That was official customer service voice right
Definitely,
there.
definitely turned in all the way PR mode. But I also do got to give a shout out. We got Justin here in the space. What's up? Welcome, welcome,
Yay!
welcome, Justin. Justin, I don't know if you were here for us telling everyone about Fate Stay Night, but if you weren't here, then definitely check out that show. It is amazing. And also, too, oh snap, we got Clarissa in the audience too. I think she was one of the winners
Yay!
for last week's episode. And I think she's doing something special cosplay wise for her win that she got. So looking forward to that as well. But how are we doing, Dub? How are we doing on these doors?
We have about 7 minutes left on the doors. Currently, door number. Oh, excuse me.
Gesundheit.
Ooh, gee willikers.
Gesundheit.
Door number one is in the lead.
Oh, snippety snap. All right. Well, there you go. All right. So once again, if you haven't done so yet, cast your vote at the top door for the hidden doors. One of those doors we will enter into tonight. And that will determine the way we choose the winner. It can be by liking and reposting the space, liking and reposting the live stream, or in the comment section of the live stream, tagging one person and telling us your favorite anime or animated thing. Comments are an entry apiece, so the more comments you have, the more likelihood you have of winning. So we got, you said, what, 7 minutes?
About 6 minutes now. Yep.
6 minutes, 6 minutes until things close up. So please do that. Uh, Dub, I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I want to know this, because I can't tell this, right? Like, this isn't something I can tell because I didn't enter it in from this point, right? But you said you started watching Fate Strange Fake, and you thought it was interesting. It wasn't like confusing. Was that an okay like entry point? Cuz I started watching it with Fate Zero. Um, so I don't know what it's like to kind of like watch Fate Strange
So,
Fake
so I
at the beginning.
watched one episode of Fate Zero first, and then I watched one episode of Fate Stay Fake.
Mhm.
Um, I feel like it was still somewhat confusing, right?
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of backstory overall. So
Mhm.
if you do jump into it like fresh, um, if you just have like a general synopsis of what the show's gonna entail or the series entails, then I think you'll be all right.
Mhm.
Because as you mentioned, like it's far enough off from the main storyline that you don't have to be fully involved in the world to enjoy it.
Mm. Okay. Okay. That's interesting because I mean, it doesn't like as far as it doesn't take that long as far as in the streamline of things from Fate Stay Night. I think that's the fifth Holy Grail War. But I always felt like if someone started there, they would be confused. But I know a lot of people are starting there because of the hype, and I have to say, like that show. And there's a lot of things that's out right now, right? You have, we've covered Tam and season Tam and B side, right? And Jujutsu Kaisen is out, and
Fire Force is on its last
Fire
season.
Force, uh
Oshinoko is on its third season.
Oshinoko, whatchamacallit, or what's the other one?
Sentence to
Sentence to
Be a
Be
Hero
Hero.
is out.
Sentence to Be Hero, yep. So there's a lot of show like, I'm in rotation, right? Because there's a lot of things that's coming on I'm trying to keep up with. And as I'm doing it, honestly, for me, Fate Strange Fake is the thing that I look forward to the most out of all the things that I'm watching and keeping in rotation. So, I mean, granted, yes, I am a Fate fan, but I'm a fan of all the things. Otherwise, I wouldn't be watching them. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really really liking this show, and I'm hoping that it actually gets more attention and more people like give it a chance, and check it out and go back to you know Fate Zero and then the Fate Stay Night branches. But
Yeah,
I
but
yeah.
just one thing
Hmm.
about Fate Zero is that you can start it. It is a prequel, but it will spoil you to stuff that will
It
happen
will.
in.
Yeah.
So you can you
Isn't
can
that the
do.
first one though, Nikki?
No, it's not. It's a
It's
prequel.
not. It's a prequel, but it came out after. So the first one,
It came out way after.
y-
So it's
the
so if you
first
watch it, it's going to spoil you about storylines that happen in
later.
Fate Stay Night.
Okay.
Heaven's Feel mainly. Heaven's Feel mainly. But
Yeah.
the thing is the first one that came out was Fate Stay Night, which was done by Studio Dean, and that it's bad. It's not good. Like I mean, we're talking about it, and not saying anything about like early 2000s and stuff like that, but it was bad early 2000s. Um,
Mm.
so like I watched Fate Stay Night because I wanted to get the whole picture, but I had to muscle through that show, and I don't technically, if we're talking about best starting point, it would probably be that show as far as understanding the universe. But because I'm not really a fan of that show, I can't tell people to start there because I feel they won't continue it. I honestly feel they won't continue the show. But
Technically, though, that is the main path
it
too.
is. It
It's
is.
the main storyline. So, she is the main heroine. The like everyone's a main character basically, but when it comes to visual novels, there's always like a true path, and Saber's
And that's Saber.
story
Hmm.
is the true path. So, I mean, if you really want, I mean, if you really think it's that bad, then just read the story.
Yeah, you could do the visual novel. I would suggest a visual novel. Like if that's where you want to start, the visual novel all the way. Do that and play the Saber path, and then you
And
can,
at least if you do the visual novel uncensored, you get some fun times. So there you go.
yeah, but yeah, I would say that. But the anime is actually known for like not really being that good, and that's why I tell people to watch Fate Zero because the other alternative would be to watch Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, which is one of the other paths. But I feel Fate Zero does a better job at setting up the world that you live in than Fate, Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works does. So, I still feel like people might be a little bit lost. Not saying like Unlimited Blade Works is an amazing show, but I just feel like Fate Zero does a better job setting up the world. Fate Stay Night does the best job, but it's a bad anime. So it's kind of like,
What
you know.
makes it that bad?
I mean, you want to watch it, bro?
Uh,
Have at it. Have at it. It's just, it's just one of those like I don't. it's boring, bro. Like that's the best thing I can say. Like it's boring. It's boring.
Okay.
Yeah, it's boring. Um, but yeah. But the thing, you know what's crazy though? If you watch the show and never watch that, it actually has an interesting dynamic for me because the other two love interests that you have, Ren Tosaka and Sakura Mato, they're sisters. So it's kind of like, it
Ain't
depends
that
on.
kind of spoilery?
That's not you find that out in like the second episode.
Oh, okay.
It's not that spoilers. If I told what happened to them, that would be different. But like that they're sisters, like you find that out very early, especially if you watch Fate Zero. Um,
Which is
but
why it's a spoiler.
oh yeah, yeah, that is a spoiler of Fate Zero. Yo, my bad. Yeah, there, my bad,
Because
my
Fate
bad.
Zero assumes you already know that they're sisters.
Yeah, yeah, that
Yo,
is
he be
true.
doing this every week, Nikki.
My
Every week with
bad.
the spoilers.
Yo, but
My goodness.
but if you watch it the way that I told you, it won't be a spoiler because it spoils it at the beginning of the show.
Jeez, what are we gonna do with this man?
How are we doing with the doors?
Uh, the doors have wrapped up. Um, door number one is the winner. It's in our
Oh,
chat.
snippety snap. And you put it in the chat? Okay, let me see, let me see. So let me ask you while I pull this up. Dub, have I convinced you to check out Fate
The
Stay Night,
Fate
the
series,
Fate
yes,
series?
I will. I think I will take a look into the Fate series, and just see how it goes. Vinland Saga was such a good historical anime that I'll give this Fate series a shot and see how it compares.
It is my favorite Cine. It's my favorite Cine. And actually, I would say probably the Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, maybe Heaven's Feel. I don't know about Heaven's Feel. Might be more shonen, but like Fate Zero, 100% sending, and I feel like Strange Fake is too. But yeah, I think you like it, bro. I really do. I think especially like one thing that I did with that show is one thing that they do is they don't, because one of the things when it comes to the servants, they don't announce who they are, right? So they don't come up and say, "Hey, hi, I'm Alexander the Great." No, and the reason why they do that, or "Hi, I'm Achilles," they don't do that because they have history, right? So people can use how they died in real life and weaponize that against them, right? So they keep their identities a secret. So you as the audience have to try and figure out who this heroic spirit is by what they do, by their weapons, by like, how they maneuver. Like if you have someone sitting there turning people to stone, then you're gonna think, oh, that might be Medusa. So it's stuff like that. But I found that fun because it made me like pull out, Google and just start researching a lot and, looking into like, oh, who could this be? Or, who was this person that was under Joan of Arc, but was killing children. So it's like one of those things where you're diving into history outside of the show. It's very meta, but you're diving into history outside of the show to kind of like get a better understanding of the characters or players in it. And I personally I like that because I felt like I was playing a video game while I was watching the show. Um, but yeah, that's just my thing.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'll definitely take a couple more episodes, further deep dive into the show and see, if it's worth me finishing the whole season, the whole series, or going into the whole saga.
Awesome, awesome. All right, so I gotta do this giveaway. I'm gonna announce what was chosen. You guys chose Hidden Door number one. I'm gonna announce what was behind Hidden Door number one. in just a second. But before I do that, I want to say next week, I'm thinking about, especially with the recent release of the live action One Piece, I'm thinking about having a show where we talk about live action anime adaptations. Uh, Namely, also too the Rurouni Kenshin movies, which I think definitely deserve a spot in our episodes. So, what do you guys think about that?
Not a bad topic, especially with One Piece doing really good with
Okay.
their live action. I think they're on episode 8
It's
right
okay
now.
with me.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. So that will be the next topic for next week. And before we do that, because I have to go over to Nikki so that way no one else can see what I'm choosing. Um Nikki, once again, tell us about the song that you did. We're gonna play that at the end. For those that are tuning in late and didn't get to hear the song, we will play that as we close up. But tell us about your newest cover.
My newest cover is Test Me from the third season of the anime Oshinoko. Oshinoko is about two twins named Aqua and Ruby, whose mother was a pop idol, a who was murdered by a fan. But it's actually quite a big conspiracy, and Aqua decides to get revenge on the people that killed his mother. And so it's like a mystery, and it deals with music and the Japan entertainment scene. It's quite popular, and the third season is airing right now. The opening is "Test Me" by the artist Chanmina, and it's kind of a stylized, kind of like a jazzy rock intro. And it kind of deals with the themes of the show, especially since the third season kind of takes a darker approach to Ruby's character. She was very like happy-go-lucky in the first few seasons, but she's realized that somebody she really admired was murdered, and she vows to take revenge. And now she's kind of going against what all the things that made her an idol before. So it's
Hmm.
very interesting. It's got a lot of controversy over its ending, but it's still quite a good anime. Really good animation for you animation buffs out there. So highly recommend.
That's actually one of the things that's been on my to watch list. I just haven't gotten to watch it yet, but maybe we should do a show about it at some point.
Yeah, we could. I mean, it a couple years ago when Idol came out, it was everywhere. The first episode of Oshinoko is basically like a movie, and it is really really good. Like you can probably just watch that on its own.
Really.
Yeah.
I know Idol was a banger, but like even your cover of it too, I was like, this stands out as an opening. Like, and like when you hear certain openings, you're like, yeah, this is iconic.
Yeah, and
Um,
they like wrote it for the show, so it deals with the character. Like in the song, they talk about the main the idol who dies. Like they talk like she's it the song is about her, and then the second half, like the ending of the song, it's from her point of view. So it's like they wrote it for her, and the second opening also mentions her as well. So they really kind of go all out with it.
Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, so that's another thing that we'll cover at some point. But for those in the audience, Nikki did just do a cover song of the third season opening, which is "Test Me." So we will close out on that song as well. We played it at the beginning, but for those that weren't here, we'll run it again and play it for the end. She did an amazing, amazing job on that cover. So we're gonna close out the space on that. We'll close the live stream first, but then we'll hold open the space and then play her song and close out the space to that her cover of that. Now, our giveaway. All right. So, this was door number 1. Are you guys ready to find out what was behind door number 1? Dub, Nikki, you think they're ready?
I think so.
No.
Well, if not, they better get ready because we are about to find out in
Five, four, three, two, one.
Behind door number 1 was likes and repost of the space. We are running it now. Check the live stream. Check the live stream. You can see the winner pop up on the screen. Once again, your PFP does have to be here in order to claim your prize. We do have a winner on the screen, but I need OMW and Nikki to verify if they are still in the audience. Is L Batman Mike, or as you know him, Batman Who Laughs, is he in the audience?
Ooh, I do not see Batman in the audience. He was here for most of the show too. Sad.
Oh, snippity snap. Nikki, can you verify? Because I can't check right now because I'm on the live stream. Do you see a Batman Who Laughs in the audience?
I'm sorry, I'm muted. Sorry, I was talking to myself. No,
No
I
worries.
don't. I do
Nope.
not see them.
All right, so we will re-roll again. GG's, but you do have to be here when we call your name. All right, so feast your eyes at the live stream and check out who will win. Here we go. We're going to roll again. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And shout out Ezekiel in the chat on YouTube. Yo, Batman Who Laughs just rolled, came up again. No, he isn't here, right? Just double
He's
checking.
not here. No.
All right, we're gonna roll again. Here we go. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Oh wait, he
Millie,
just popped back in. Does it
He-
count?
he popped in.
He just popped back in. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we are at an issue. We are in an issue because he just popped in while I re-roll the winner that is on the screen
Ooh,
right now.
and he's requesting.
And he's requesting. All right. Well, let me ask this one question because this may settle it right now. If not, we will have to figure something out. Is O'Milly in the audience?
Yes.
Oh, snippity snap. Okay. So we have an issue.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
We have someone that popped in at the exact same time that I rolled the other winner who is also here in the space. We are going to bring up Batman Who Laughs, but we are also going to allow Millie to come on stage too. And I need to hear from both. If we don't hear from both, then whoever comes up will be the winner. So I see
Oh
you said
man,
Batman.
why you doing him dirty like this, brother?
Hey, it's Hunger
Why you doing
Games.
him dirty like
Survival
this?
of the fittest. All right, I need to
Listen,
hear why you deserve to win. We
I
have.
think I know. I think I know. Who, oh goodness. I think I know who I'm voting for.
All right, we got Batman Who Laughs on the stage. Millie, you are
Hold on.
okay. We got Millie on stage too. Yes, tell
You
us.
always say
Mm-hmm.
your PFP has to be in here while
It
I roll
does.
the thing.
It
He
does.
popped in after you were rolling it.
Yes, but here's the
I
thing.
love him.
I rolled him twice. I rolled him twice, and he popped in at the exact same time that your PFP came up for the winner. So we have an issue because technically he was here
Listen,
at the buzzer.
I don't know, man. I
He
don't
was here at
know.
the buzzer.
he lost his
I
spot.
think I
I'm
think
sorry.
I think he would lose in court.
But guys, I just want to say in my defense, I was
Yes.
on, but I'm on my computer and I had to rush to get to my phone and log into my account. And for some reason you weren't seeing me, but I was here. It's just I'm on the computer because I'm working.
That's not
Oh,
got nothing to do
snap.
with me, bro.
I know, but I was just like, ah,
Well,
fuck. So I had to like run over there, and somehow on my phone I popped up, but not on the computer.
Oh, snap.
I've
He
been
said he
snaked in
was
this
here the
space
whole time.
before. I expect it again because emoji finds it very funny. But I
But you
think
know what? You know what? Let's give it to him, Millie. He
no,
hosted a
no,
lot of
no, no. I don't
spaces.
want you to
Nah,
give it to me. I got it. I got it.
I won't fight it. I'm just saying I won't fight it.
Oh, snip. So
I
is
think
that
it should go. I think it should go to O'Milly.
I think it should go to O'Milly too.
all right?
Sorry.
Case closed.
So everyone on the stage, including Batman Who Laughs, agrees with Millie.
Emoji's a scumbag, bro. Emoji.
Remember Dark Knight? We're having
Yeah.
tryouts.
All right, thank you guys, man.
Millie is the
Thank
winner.
you for
Congrats.
popping in.
Let Millie. Congrats, congrats, congrats.
And then
All
we have
right.
Nas on stage as well.
Oh, we got
Before we
Nas on
get to
stage.
the
Yo, how come
final
we had a
wrap
whole
ups.
section on talking about top 10 strongest people and then Nas, how are you doing? How's everything going?
By the way, I didn't see that article, but I would have loved to join, but I was
We would
working.
have loved to have you join in as well.
Yeah, but uh, thanks for the space, emoji, Dubs, Miss Nikki. Uh, I just out of curiosity, did the pre giveaway requirement meet?
Nope.
Nope.
No,
So I just want to suggest because you guys don't mess up. You guys are on point most of the time. Shout out to Emoji and the crew here with Anime After Hours. Could this be one of the few times where you guys could do two giveaways where Batman and O'Malley get it? Just
nope,
asking.
That is beyond my pay grade.
nope. We can't. Sorry, GG.
Damn, it's
Nope.
worth a shot. One Piece season two came out, so I mean,
Yo,
two
Nas, are
giveaways.
you coming on time next week? Because you know we're talking about live action adaptations, which include One Piece season two
I'll
or
come
One
in and
Piece in
nerd out
general.
with you guys if you guys run two giveaways on this.
We
We got
run
we got
we
to
run 3 giveaways every night.
Listen, listen, Nas. Listen.
O'Malley be a hero in this spaces, and he got rugged. This is at least two or three times on Anime After Hours with specifically our boy O'Malley. So I'd be doing injustice if I wasn't coming up here
Look,
to fight for it.
if it was up to me, I would give a giveaway to everyone in the space, but unfortunately, I don't have that power.
Unfortunately, I don't have that power. So we will.
Whoa, wait!
we will.
Come in here and log in with the VB account and get the power.
The most I can give is $10 free for every new user. If you are a new user, you do not have a Vivi account, click the link at the top. That will give you $10 free. Everyone that's
O'Malley
new
is telling
gets
you to
money.
open up a second account. No, but as long as I'm not too busy at work, I am gonna definitely hop in because I finished the season two last night,
Awesome.
and it's fun. And I'm just gonna give a sneak peek on it. It really makes me happy to see the adaptation of when an anime comes out and they add the bits and pieces in there for new people to be coming in, and then for
Mhm.
anyone that knows it, it's like we freak out. And then for
Yeah.
the purists out there, you already know like they bash on that. Like I actually like that stuff, so I'm excited
It's
to talk
you
about this next week.
and we'll talk about it more next week, but it's a fine line because for the longest time, right, anime to live action adaptations were looked at as being like horrible, right? And we're getting in a point where we're getting things that are actually good, right? Rurouni Kenshin was probably like one of the first ones to step out to be like notably really good. I think the Death Note ones were like recognized as good, but like Rurouni Kenshin was really good. And also too, this One Piece is getting like, you know, a lot of attention, a lot of accolades. I'm enjoying it. I know people have their different, you know, gripes and things like that, but overall I'm enjoying the show. And I think that we're entering into an age where live action anime isn't as it's 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 getting good. It's getting good, and I'm looking forward to as far as what this looks like down the line. But we'll have more discussion about it next week when we actually fully cover it and talk about it. So
Should we
stay
tag Emily
tuned
Rudd? Should we? Because she's like popping off
for
everywhere right
next
now.
week. You
Yeah,
know what? Send me her handle. Send me her handle. Let's do it.
Who
bet.
is she?
Let's do it.
She's Nami, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. Is she active on X?
I don't know.
Okay. Check it and let me know. But yeah, we should try and get someone to tag for that third giveaway. So let's see. And yeah, you know, we'll talk live action anime next week. So let's
Let's
go.
go.
All right. So, like I said, we are gonna close out this space with a song from Nikki G, a brand new song that she just launched just last week. Unfortunately, we weren't able to view it last week because we didn't have a show last week. But we're gonna play it in the space. We are gonna close the live stream, so I'm gonna close up the live stream. But sit tight, everyone is in the space because we will play that closing song for you guys in the audience. But before we close the live stream, Nikki, Dub, do you guys have any closing thoughts?
Nope.
Thanks, thanks for
Good night,
popping in, y'all.
everybody.
I appreciate it. Look forward to next week. Episode 25 was another banger. Looking forward to 26.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Well, you heard it here first. Another episode of Anime After Hours in the books. If you haven't been convinced yet, you should be convinced by now. But definitely check out the Fate series. Start with Fate Zero. That's my recommendation. And just enjoy the ride. Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Heaven's Feel, and then you can jump over to Fate Strange Fake. There's other things too, but you can watch them at your leisure. I'd say those are the core things. All right. We will be back next week to talk live action anime adaptations. My name is Emoji. I'm here with my co host, Nikki G, OMW, and this has been another episode of Anime After Hours. We will see you next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the pre show, 8 p.m. for the show. But until then, take care, be easy, and peace.